Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Turn this down, everyone. Good evening. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna step away for a couple of minutes, and I will be right back, and we'll get started. Smeg, smeg, smeg. Smeg, 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 smeg. Sometimes you just gotta wonder, what does smeg? You know? And sometimes that just happened, you know? Turn it down, everyone. Good evening. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes, and I will be right back, and we'll get started. And it's playing fast. I just find it so ironic that every time I try to do a live stream, it's always messed up, and I totally apologize for that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to smeg, smeg, smeg. Smeg, 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 smeg. Sometimes you just gotta wonder, what does smeg? You know? So it's one of those ones to where I'm getting everybody to know that it's one of those ones to where I just want to get some stuff off my chest tonight, and it's one of those ones to where I just want to do it in a live format, you know? Just so everybody thinks this is from the heart and everybody knows what in the world is going on. Sorry about that. I had to make a smaller screen. I really had to. So, if you're wondering, I made some posts here in the last half an hour, 45 minutes. I try to set it up via Google Hangouts so other people can join. This one of those ones to where it just didn't work at all, and I apologize for that because the way Google Hangouts is set up, I don't know why it wouldn't let me switch, but it stuck me in my primary YouTube channel, which is my politics channel, and I wanted to do it on my reviews channel, and it would not let me whatsoever, so I had to flip over to YouTube. I had to flip back to YouTube, do a live broadcast via XSplit. That was the only way I can do it. Now, I'm going to let everybody know what I'm up to right now. Here's what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to break this up as I make some deletes here. Make some straight deletes here. And I apologize for delaying this show. Or this video, excuse me. Okay. As I'm back to the right page, I'm going to concentrate on 3 areas tonight. And that is the following. I look at my monitor. The state of the industry at large, selection and quality control, and the obvious question, what the fuck is next? Now, as you can see, I'm drinking a Labatt Ice. Now, here's the deal. Now, as soon as I find out what in the world I did with it, that's not good. Oh, here we go. Once I finish this, we're going to walk the Golden Road. Now, I reviewed this yesterday. And it's up on my channel now, so you can watch that now. As I get messages come in as I go along, which I don't know why. And I hate YouTube because they only turn the sound off when that happens. But that's okay, you know. But first things first. We are going to start with the state of the industry at large. Now look, guys, and I'm gonna light a cigar here. The state of the industry really sucks super monkey balls, and I better explain. There's been a lot of acquisitions in the last 1 to 3 years. You know, the quote unquote independents, or the large independents, are, you know what, they're going away. I don't know if they over-leveraged themselves. I don't know if they're looking for a money grab. I just don't fucking know. I really, really, really don't. And I excuse the language. I'm just straight shooting from the hip tonight. It's not good. As an example, when I reviewed Golden Road yesterday, when they sold out, I was highly pissed. But something tells me they over-leveraged themselves with a little bit of that. As I check my audio here, they not only over-leveraged themselves, they were looking to get sold out. To get themselves sold out, excuse me. And that's pretty damn sad, because I'm 37 years old. And I don't want to say this, but there's statute of limitations involved. And I'm going to say this right now. I have been in the craft beer game since I was 17 years old. Yes, I've been in that game that long. You're talking 1997. I mean, I was drinking Blimp City for anybody who knew what craft beer was. So I've been in this game for a very, very, very long time. So this is nothing to me. So this is one of those ones to where, I'm sorry folks, I had to check to see if anybody chimed in the chat, and I apologize for that. Excuse me. So I've been around. I don't see good things, folks. I really, really don't. With InBev, with Miller Coors, you know, they're doing all these acquisitions, and this has been talked at nauseum, and I know this. This comes down to one thing and one thing only, and that is called distribution. I think they're figuring if they can't beat them, buy them out. But they control so much of the distribution. It's antitrust. Let's call it what it is. This is an antitrust issue. They gotta break it up. Now I understand you need distributors. I understand that part, because there's way too many. Unless you're really, really, really independent, and you can go out, those locations go out themselves and sell to the locations. Like, as an example, I totally commend Black Frog, for instance, out in Toledo. Someone tells me he went out himself and did the legwork and did the sales to get his product out. I would totally respect him for that. And if you're watching this, please tell me that, you know. And I know there's a lot of other microbrews and nano brews that do the same way. So it's not mutually exclusive to one person. So keep that in mind. But that is a really, really, really big concern for me. It really, really is. And I'll throw this out there, excuse me. For you craft beer drinkers, what do you think? And for your viewers out there, I know a lot of you, what do you think as far as what I'm saying on this particular topic? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Please, please, please let me know. Because I think, from a down the road standpoint, it's a bad thing. But like I said in my Golden Road review yesterday, in their case, with InBev buying them, it was a good thing, because that's something I can never have in this part of the country without doing a trade. Now, I've done trades for in the past, and they're complicated trades, and I didn't do videos on them, only because I just didn't feel right, you know. Yeah, I'm in a season 3, but I got 300 videos out there, and that's no joke. I got 300 videos out there, but I'll never air them, because they're for my own personal enjoyment and reference. So before you ask, it's not happening. Now, on to topic number 2. And that is selection and quality control. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can look at this. I'm all about selection, and a lot of people are. We want to run the gamut from everything. Now, if something like for me, for instance, I've talked about in my videos, my only exception is chocolate because I'm definitely allergic to it. The last thing I need to do is, if I don't take my shot, the last thing to do is take it, not know it's chocolate, and have an epileptic seizure. That's the last thing I need. Alright? But like, check my sound here again. It is one of those ones to where everybody loves selection. But here is my biggest fear. And I've talked to other reviewers internally about this particular subject. Is quality control. From what I've seen, there are 4,000 to 5,000 breweries out there nationwide. That's a lot of breweries. Like somebody like me, for instance, like I can't give his name all of a sudden. The one in Virginia. I watch his videos all the time. I can't remember his name all the time. When you start getting to like that 1,000-2,000 review range, that's a lot of reviews. But let's be real. You can't review them all at that number. As an example, I've said this before. Let's say for the sake of argument, every single brewery has at least 8 selections to choose from. 5 times 8 is 40. So 5,000 times 8 is 40,000. That's a lot of brew to review. Or to even drink if you enjoy craft beers. That's a fuck ton. Let me rephrase that. A metric fuck ton of beers to sample. Just to drink, to try, to review. No matter how you slice it, that's what it is, you know? And it's one of those ones to where you just can't do it. And that comes into the quality control. I guarantee you that there are breweries out there just for the money grab. As an example, I was on one of the sports forums I was on, which is zipsnation.org, right? And one of the local Mike Nano Brews Aqueduct came up, and they were talking about bad quality. Now look, the owner Robert, I've talked to him. I think the brews are pretty good, and they were saying it was bad. Now obviously that's all about your palate. I totally understand that, but let's get real. There is stuff I have on tape I wouldn't dare run. They were that bad. Like as an example, Open Bottle Society did a Four Loko, and they did a parody of it basically. They have all watermelon and things like that, and Key, excuse me. Key, I'm sorry I mispronounced your name, but if I'm wrong, please let me know in the description below. Once this thing posts actually on YouTube, please let me know. Am I wrong? Is this one of those ones to where I hate to say it, but it's just that there's brews out there just that damn bad, you know? Really that damn bad. And it's like there's just no quality control right now. I mean, as an example, I'm drinking this Labatt, and I would drink this versus some of the craft beers I've had. And that's a sad state of affairs. I'm fucking saying that. And for you diehard reviewers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So don't give me no flack about that. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. So this is one of those ones to where my head just wants to explode. You know, I'm gonna get off the subject. I get totally pissed off and get into total tangent. Where brings my third topic of this particular chat. What's next? Honestly, Lush fans, I don't want to say it. I think we're getting our zenith, or apex, if you will, of what's going on. At 5,000, cut across 300 million people here nationwide, and that's the national population. Let's cut that back to half, to 150 million. That is of age. Of that 150 million, let's say 50 million drink. So you got 50 million people to choose from 5,000 locations. And that's not even saying all of them drink beer. So I have friends of mine that don't like beer at all. They can't drink because of medical reasons. They drink hard liquor. So let's call it 20 million. Well, let me back that up. Let's call it 35 million that drink exclusively beer. That's a large number, and I apologize because I'm keep looking at my screen. But it's one of those ones to where 35 million cut across 5,000 locations nationwide. You can't sample everything. If you know, and if 35% of it's bad, what do you expect them to do? They're going to walk away from it. Walk away from craft altogether. And this is for you craft breweries. You are part of the problem. And let me explain. I read an article from Slate that they posted from 2011 talking about the whole hop craze, right? And back then, being a hobbyist was the thing to do. And you still get it now, but not that much. Even though people talk about the hops, how many IBUs you got. You know, let me tell you something. I don't give a damn how many IBUs you got. It has to taste good, not have a nasty aftertaste. And I'm talking nasty aftertaste. You don't have to hop aftertaste. I understand that part. But it's one of those ones to where you know what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is don't be a gimmick. Don't be a fucking gimmick. And I see too many of those right now. Now the big thing is right now is fruits. And with fruits, it's one of those ones to where I understand why they did it. They're just moving on. But it's one of those ones to where just make a great tasting brew and people will come. The word will get out. The one thing I learned about this business in the last 21 years is that word of mouth is the best piece of marketing you will ever have. Now, obviously, for people like me out there, that's a reviewer, we'll take a flyer on something 2,000 miles away. If we see something online, we'll start asking around out there, what did they think? And I'm not talking about Beer Advocate or Rate Beer or the Bros or anything like that. We will straight ask the people themselves what they think. And we'll take the flyer on it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. You know? So it's one of those ones to where I'm really scared. Now, Senor Rodriguez, this is directed towards you. I know you're trying. I know you want to do it. Am I wrong in this? Me, you've discussed this. And I know you work a lot. I know you got stuff going on with your life and your family. But please tell me. I gotta remind myself to call you here real soon too. But I'm sorry, that's something totally different. But you know, folks, I'm gonna get off here. I want to get this stuff off my chest. Excuse me. This is the state of the industry address. And be careful, and remember, fear the rue, and stay tuned for the next edition with this bad ice of Lance the Lush.